Thank you for joining us on another beautiful night in the mystical land of Hyrule for another Link to the Past Randomizer 2019 main tournament race between GanonsGoneWild and Plasma Kappa, or Kappa as we have him on the stream here. Hey everyone, I'm Cyclone, joined by Tracy M. How you doing, Tracy?
I'm doing fantastic. Looking forward to this race. It is a winner's race, so if Kappa wins tonight, then he's into brackets.
Yep, this is, you can call this a pressure situation for him because at the same time, though, you can say he's a little bit more relaxed because he can lose tonight and still have another shot to get into the brackets, and he still has an opportunity of another series, even if he does lose 2 in a row. GanonsGoneWild, meanwhile, trying to survive in this setup on a 6-6 seed that we're going to be running here, and if GanonsGoneWild does lose, he will drop to our lower bracket.
Yeah, and the 6-6 seed, always an interesting one. Something that I figured out on the 6-6 seeds, we have a higher possibility of one of those infamous hover seeds because, you know, if you don't get the hook shot, and you might just skip that swamp and not get that hook shot. So I don't know if that was a consideration when he chose this, but definitely something to look out for.
It very well could have been. So just to cover a little bit about the group that they're in, this is a Group R matchup. And like you said, this is winner's bracket, Kappa up 1-0. The person who loses this matchup overall, whether it be GanonsGoneWild winning 2 or Plasma Kappa winning tonight or tomorrow or the next game, will go down to face Phylion in the lower bracket. And that will be to eliminate one more player from the tournament. So here we are, we're underway, and we have GanonsGoneWild already heading towards the castle.
Looks like it'll be an early Uncle Play, and we see a map check. I saw a bunch of crystals, so kind of nice. Don't have to worry about penance right away.
That is very nice. Yes, I agree. And,
and already a bomb drop for GanonsGoneWild. Oh, and a nice tree full of bombs. So always nice to get those early bombs, not have to worry about them.
And we are going to get our look at the Uncle items now, as we call them. So we have, in our first chest, we are going to find 20 rupees. And there's the Lumberjack tree. We are going to get a look at Lumberjack Ledge from Kappa. And I'm in Kappa's side of liking to get this information ahead of time. 5 rupees from our dying uncle.
Looks like a 10 bomb spot. We're not going to get that.
That was the 10 bomb spot, and that's an interesting spot for that. That's an item that you can get in standard mode, which we're not playing tonight, obviously, but you can get that in standard mode as your weapon from Uncle if you don't start with a sword. So Kappa is making his way through the Lost Woods area right now.
Oh, baby. Already a hammer.
It is already time to pound things.
Always a nice item to get out of the way very quickly. And a blue cane.
That's the cane that's the less interesting cane, I guess is the best way to put that. But that cane does provide invincibility, and it can be used as a weapon. I still remember a race where it went through Landmolus, and the blue cane was how you had to fight it. That was horrible.
Okay, Kappa gonna head into town a little bit ahead, having not done the Uncle check yet. But nice to have some offensive firepower beside bombs this early.
And we are going to get to see Blind's Hut. Of course, this is the first stop on our long Kakariko play here, so we are going to get to see all of this. And who needs a wall in the back of the hut? Let's just blow that up. No reason to have that there. No wonder 20 rupees.
No wonder they're chasing Link constantly in this town, you know?
Yeah, he's a vandal.
Our chats going ahead and blowing up our walls.
He's a vandal, and he's not getting anything useful out of this hut either. I mean, Blind doesn't have any good stuff in his hut, but he usually hides it in the back. So there's got to be something nice back here, right? That's a nice thing to have in the back. A nice heart container.
This early in the game, a heart container is not a bad thing to pick up.
No, yeah, I agree. So going back to the hammer for a moment as Kappa heads over the well, that is part of our Dark World access puzzle. Other parts are the Moon Pearl, and then initially the Power Glove, but eventually the Titan's Mitt to get full Dark World access. What is in this chest? 300 bucks.
Lots and lots of money. Not quite Zora money yet, but we're going to be awfully close to it after that pickup.
We're also going to visit the bottle vendors. So we're still not going to be quite getting Zora money. There's a bee, by the way. That didn't look like a golden one, but Probably we'll get rid of it for a potion later at the ferry. Or maybe another bee.
And just a piece of heart for 100 rupees. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, it was a golden bee. I stand corrected. $100 for a bee.
So $20 for a piece of heart instead. So that's not so bad.
Oh, it was free at that point. Anyway, we are in the chicken hut. Fun fact, there is a chicken under the pod at the back of the chicken hut. Yes, there's a 5th chicken. There's 50 more rupees in the chicken hut, and we're 40 away from Zora money at this point.
Ganon's Gone Wild. Not going to turn in the bee, it looks like.
It's a good bee. I mean, you can use it, right?
Well,
Okay.
you can use it if you... Actually, there are a few places where it can be useful. I've seen it used on Mothula, which is always interesting.
Yeah. That's a fun place to see it used. It really is. Piece of heart at the tavern.
And we could already check the sick kid, which is always nice to not have to worry about that one later.
Yeah, that's something that can be a pain to run in later. Even if though you do come back to Kakariko regularly, you have to remember to come back here later. So it's nice to get that bottle early, not have to worry.
It's kind of more about just remembering the fact that you can check it later on. It's not that far out of the way, and at some point you're probably going to activate a flute. Yeah,
most likely. Or you're going to end up in the Village of Outcasts and be like, huh, sick kid is near here. Flip over with the mirror and get it.
Okay, just some rupees in the library. We're not going to pick those up. Definitely not coming back for those.
And we can't anyway because we don't have the boots, so...
Well, we're not coming back for them.
We're not coming back for them anyway. We are going to go for that sword,
get that sword, absolutely. It's interesting, a lot of runners will check that ahead of time, but I find this early in the game, there's very little that's not going to be at least somewhat useful. So I actually kind of like the blind check for it, but, you know, they're both going to check it ahead of time, and they're going to pick it up, so...
I am with you on that, doing the blind check, because even if it's just some bombs, as long as you don't have full bombs, at least you have some bombs to use somewhere later in the game. You don't have to worry about hunting for any. Yeah, so, exactly. Yeah, it's good to pick up almost anything that's there. There's the odd thing that won't be worth picking up, and then you can just save and quit. But
yeah, like a single rupee or something like that, but yeah.
Yeah, a single rupee, you'll be like, why'd I do this?
Yeah. I mean, even arrows, if you don't have any yet, isn't too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, Kappa gonna reset into Link's house, gets a boomerang, which I believe we already saw on Ganon's screen earlier on.
Yep.
See if he's gonna go down to the South Shore checks, and he is. Ganon's Gone Wild, probably gonna follow.
That makes sense to me.
Pretty typical routing at this point. Although, at this point, with the weapons they have, the escape wouldn't be a bad choice as well.
With the sword, they should be able to do it all easily, no problem, because the sword is what you normally have for doing escape. So yeah, I would definitely escape out of the... What was I saying about activating a flute?
Yeah, we got a flute. Nice movement item early in the game.
And the flute does provide access to one of 8 predefined points in the light world. That is after you get the duck out of the windmill.
And it'll let them get the save and quit spot over in Death Mountain, even though it's not quite in logic yet, technically, without the lamp. But
actually, with the flute, it is in logic. You just the old man isn't in logic.
Yeah, getting to Death Mountain is in logic. Getting the old man is not without.
Yeah, getting the old man is not correct.
That said, nobody in this tournament is going to shy away from that dark room.
No, anyone in this tournament will do that dark room. That's one of the easier dark rooms in the game. I even do that dark room.
Yeah, same.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible at this game.
Interesting that both runners using bombs in the mini Moldorm cave, even though they could just walk over there and use the oh my god, a mirror.
It takes more time. Oh, we have quite a cave here.
Oh my god, a pearl and flippers. Wow, you know, this isn't Hype Cave, but if we put that into the Hype Cave tracker, I think that would come up 10 out of 10.
That's okay. I have a new meme for the what used to be known as Hype Cave, so that's our Hype Cave for today.
It looks like they're both heading up to the sanctuary. Probably going to go ahead and activate that flute. A lot of times runners will go straight over to the Ice Rod Cave check. With that flute, once activated, it's very easy to get back there. So there's really not as much of a point in running over there now. Get
So
that
this,
flute activated, get that movement going.
yeah, we're gonna have that flute activation now, and this means we're gonna have a nice, friendly, foul friend to carry us around the light world. But in order to get that foul friend, we have to play some music, and that's what we're gonna get to hear right now. And almost
And
in
the
sync,
sync.
both players have access to Swag Duck Airlines. Please call for all your transportation needs in the light world. Please do not call in the dark world. It will not work.
Unless you're playing inverted.
And in that case, it will work, yes. And look at that. We have another golden bee for... that's actually... GanonsGoneWild didn't do that yet. Kappa did do that.
Yeah, I think that's a good call from do that at this point. He's got the flippers access, so going over to Zora makes a lot of sense. It looks like he's gonna do that first, whereas Kappa's gonna go ahead and rescue the old man first.
Notice that both players did skip on Ice Rod Cave as well because they knew they had the flute. They were going to be able to come over here quickly, and that's the reason they skipped that, so they get the flute activated and have transportation from here wherever they need to go. And then, of course, the flippers for getting up to Zora just sealed the deal.
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to pair the Zora check with the flippers checks. Either having enough money when you have the flippers or having the flippers when you have enough money. And just a piece of heart from the old man, but the most important part is getting that save and quit spot.
And now we have a clip in chat about our 11-10 hype cave that we just had at Mini Molnor. Thank you to everyone who is posting clips of this tournament as well. Some excellent clips from the races that we are getting here. So what's on the island today?
We have powder on Spectacle Rock. Not necessarily a needed item, but certainly one of probably my favorite luxury item. Obviously, could be needed if we have to get the item in the Mad Batter, but
yeah, that could be needed for that. I think they'll want to pick that up just to be safe, and that Kappa will do that. We just had arrows on the island though, so we're not going to get that.
No, not going to get that. But yeah, when you're going into like Ganon's Tower or even Turtle Rock, having that extra safety of being able to powder an anti-fairy just makes it so much safer.
That is an interesting pair of red crystals. One which requires almost nothing at Thieves Town. The other one, except maybe the hammer for one chest, and the other one requires a lot of things over at Turtle Rock. I also saw a red pendant sitting at Palace of Darkness. I didn't see everything else, but that was what I did see.
And a hook shot. Well, so much for the hover seed. No worries about that anymore.
Hovering is not necessary.
Although I would point out, Tower Hera is a pendant dungeon, so no guarantee that GanonsGoneWild is going to go in there.
That is very true. That is very true. If GGW doesn't go in there, that hook shot is going to be sitting there for a while. And while we do have access to the other side of Death Mountain through hammer access up here, that hook shot does come in important in a place like Swamp Palace, for example, where you have to use to get to the back. That'd be quite a hover if you can pull that off otherwise.
Yeah, my understanding is it's just not doable.
I don't even think it's doable. I think you're right.
Okay, so GanonsGoneWild gonna do the Zora check. Kappa in Spiral Cave.
And without boots, this is basically the walk of shame in a sense, but they just have to walk very, very slowly down these long hallways, and don't you wish you had the boots here? And Zora
is a life lesson.
Yeah, Zora is a top-class scammer again today, and there's a mushroom.
Yeah, and the nice thing here with the mushroom, he can flute straight to the potion shop anytime he wants to go ahead and turn that in. Already has with the powder in hand, he does not have to worry about doing the fake powder with the mushroom, so he doesn't have to worry about saving it.
That is a very nice convenience. So the mushroom can be done any time, and there's no emergency otherwise for hanging on to it. Or convenience. We are going to get our Paradox Cave check here. 7 items here. We've already seen our hype cave for the day, so is there really anything left for this cave?
A fire rod.
A fire rod, that's left. That was right.
That's important. Because we will have to do both Skullwoods and Turtle Rock. Or at least one of them. I shouldn't say both, because of course we are doing a 6-6, so the runners will get a chance to skip a dungeon. And it's always interesting in the 6-6, because sometimes the game will essentially force which dungeon you skip. Oh, and gloves.
Yeah.
So no agate today. No agate. And boots! Oh my
Boots!
god.
Well, how did you like that walk of shame, Kappa?
Wow. So, anyway, like I was saying, sometimes with the 6-6 crystal count, the game will force you to do certain 6 dungeons based on what's in Ganon's tower. Other times you get to choose, so it's gonna be interesting what ends up happening here.
Yep, and just talk about those boots. Kappa did pick up those boots, so essentially, as we'll see shortly, the speed run can now begin. And you were talking about the 6-6. I actually think I saw my first 6-6 of the tournament the other night, and I remember that Misery Mire was forced to be skipped. We couldn't find the flute anywhere, and we had no clue where it could be, and the only place we could think it could be was Ganon's tower. So the seed will sometimes do that, just like you said.
Yep.
And I see a Petted Down Ice Palace, which is also already marked on our tracker here. So we do have some information on crystals and pendants here on one side, but not on the other. Hopefully we'll get that updated. And here is the Cave of Disappointment, as I now call it. We're going to find
Okay, so we just found a bow.
That doesn't work on the disappointment scale very much. So let's hope the rest
really
of the cave
doesn't.
picks it up. We have bombs, some money, a piece of heart, and some bombs. So yeah, that made up for it. We had a very, an item that was too good to be disappointing at the front of the cave.
Yeah, the front was bad. Front was good, back bad. So we aren't even missing. What are we missing? We're missing an ice rod. We're missing a cane. Potentially, we might not need the ice rod if Turtle Rock is skippable. Tactically, we need the lamp, but these guys aren't going to need that. Of course, we'll need mitts.
Wow, we might already be getting a Swamp Palace play here. This is definitely an early Swamp Palace if that's the case.
Well, he's got everything he needs for it.
He
so
does.
Why not?
He does. Why not get the 6 items out of here?
And interesting, GanonsGoneWild going to go ahead and head up Tower of Hera. It is a green pendant. He could get so there's 2 more items he can get out of this.
That's correct. And this now qualifies, I think, as the earliest Swamp Palace play I think I've ever seen in a regular seed like this. 1554 entry to Swamp Palace.
GanonsGoneWild going to go for the bomb jump. And
tried and true strategy. Useful in many places.
Yeah, doing the bomb jump that way is only 2 pixels in the y-axis, so you got to be careful. If you don't get it, you're going to fall down two stories, and that's not fun.
Well, first chest in Swamp didn't come in handy. I mean, we got a magnetic circle, so at least we know where Argus is now.
What, you don't like a good compass?
Yeah, you just get too many of them in this game, you know?
They're all over.
I mean, what are you supposed to do with them all once you've done the adventure?
No surprise, GanonsGoneWild. It is going to use the hammer here on Moldorm. Much fewer shots. Does tempered sword damage. Makes
very
quick work.
Nice.
And hoping the item is here, because I don't think we saw the second time. Nope, gets the small key. I believe he got the map and the compass already, which means the other item would be in the basement.
That would be correct. And if you're going to go ahead and clean the dungeon out to get this far, you might as well get the last item out of the basement if you know there's an item down there. So let's see if he decides to do that. No! Interesting.
Okay, let's see what
we don't have fire. He can't.
That is a really good point. It's kind of hard to do that without a fire source.
That is a very good point, yes.
Kappa has the fire source. In fact, GanonsGoneWild is about to get a fire source.
Yeah, he may consider going back and doing that in a moment, but we'll find out.
Yeah, I think that's too much of a backtrack. Chances are you'll be up here later on anyway.
It might be a little bit of a backtrack for him, but again, if there's something useful in there, that could bother him later. Kappa did go in too, though, so I guess both runners would be hit by that.
Looks like Kappa's going to do the left side of Swamp first, which this early in the game, there's still enough stuff that he's missing that makes a lot of sense.
And GanonsGoneWild now has his mushroom. Eat your mushroom. Be big and strong.
Thought that was spinach.
Oh, yeah, spinach. That too. That only works on muscular sailors. Well, maybe.
Although perhaps fitting, because Kappa is playing with the Super Mario sprite.
That is fitting, actually. That is very fitting. So there are 2 items on the left side Swamp Palace. Kappa is checking those before heading to the back. A valid strategy. GanonsGoneWild going to get the rest of his useful items out of Paradise Cave and realize that there were 2 good caves in this game today.
Yeah, and also the fact that Kappa got a compass early on means that there's going to be at least something here.
Yes. And
or
then,
arrows,
the map
and that's something being arrows, but you know, at least
the
he doesn't
map is the map is useful. He can find his way around now. You want that, right?
No.
Okay.
This isn't a map compass shuffle, even.
Yes. Unfortunately. I'm actually starting to like that mode.
Okay, GanonsGoneWild can do something different. Oh, this is unfortunate. He hasn't gotten that bow yet. And he's gonna go ahead and turn in that green pendant right away. So that makes sense. Unfortunately, if he had gone to Hype Cave first, he could have gotten that bow.
If this were to be a useful item, that could have been a potential game-making play there, but it wasn't, so it isn't. There's a cape, some red goo, and a piece of heart in the closet.
The cape, a nice luxury item, possibly necessary if we have to get the item on Bumper Ledge.
Very possibly. And Kappa going to go south and pick up 2 chests once this drain is cleared. There'll be another one to the north in the waterfall room, and then we're off to Argus. GanonsGoneWild going to do the mushroom check. This is, again, new information. There's our big key. Kappa can go back get the big chest if he so chooses now. It looks like he might be doing that.
See if he can manage to get these stairs to work properly.
Ooh, we found the Arrow of Destiny in the Witch's Hut.
Ooh.
GanonsGoneWild giving us a second look at it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the little glitch that makes you go up those stairs twice does manage to get Kappa there, so it's going to take a little bit longer to get to this big chest. And gets a red boomerang for his trouble.
Well, at least he completed the Nanner collection.
And unfortunately for GanonsGoneWild, this is going to be the second time he's going to get an item right after he was in a place he could have used that item.
That's gotta be something that makes you feel horrible when that happens.
I mean, in the case of the fire rod, probably not as big a deal. It's only 1 item. Oh, and Titan's Mitts for Kappa. But getting the bow right after you were in the eastern pod area.
Yeah, there's not really anything savory about that at all.
No, not at all.
And GanonsGoneWild looks like he's going to make the Swamp Palace play. And yeah, both runners, and it's logical. They have all the items, so both runners making the play to the Swamp Palace area. Kappa, meanwhile, is already fighting Argus.
With Fighter Sword, this is a rough fight with Fighter Sword. He has to use spins. A lot of times you'll see runners try and grab 2 of the puffs at the same time with the hook shot, so they can do 1 spin on both of them. Also, sometimes since they have the hammer, they do have the option of using menu strats, which are much slower.
Yeah, the menu strat you're talking about is pull a puff to you and then grab the hammer, and you're playing Menu Simulator 2019 when you do that.
Pretty much.
But it's not a lot of fun. It takes about a couple minutes just to fight the boss doing it that way and just get the Argai off of it. Yes, they actually are called Argai on Argus. That is a actual name. And it just makes more sense to use the Fighter Sword because it's just a little bit quicker. Gonna use the hammer on the final form, though. Ooh, that just somehow turned around on the waterfall. That was kind of strange. 1 more hit. And we have seafood. Though I don't recommend consuming it.
And a shovel. So how about a fetch quest?
I could dig it.
But yeah, we are in a we could have a very early go mode here. We may not need that ice rod. We do need a cane for sure.
And as is being noted in the chat, it's an item.
But right now we have full access to clear Eastern. We have full access to clear Desert. We just did Swamp Palace on one side. Skull
We're
Woods.
gonna
So
get
yeah.
we're gonna get the shovel play immediately, but we're gonna get
Oh,
K45 first, I think. Unless he already did it and I forgot.
No, he hasn't.
He has. He's going down to it right now. So after the K45 play, he's gonna go visit Stumpy. He's gonna get whatever item he gets from Stumpy before it turns into a tree, and then we're gonna go and dig up something.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens here because we don't know the medallions of Mire or Turtle Rock, and that's going to determine potentially which one of those they do. If one of them is Bombos, the other one isn't. At this point, the preference would be if Mire were Bombos because you only need one more item to get into Mire, whereas to do Turtle Rock, you have to get the Ice Rod as well.
We have a Master Sword, and I'm gonna say we get a lamp here. Just something about nope, it's a red item. I have to do something red.
And Kappa going to work his way south to north for these Dark World checks on his way to Village of Outcasts. Probably will do Thieves Town when he gets up there.
And for now, we're gonna go dig it in another fashion. We're gonna be charged to go dig up someone's backyard. I mean, why are we paying him to do his yard work? This is slave labor. Come on. So we get up to 30 digs here, and we're gonna get some magical mystical item out of the ground here. That magical mystical item is usually something very useful. But it's taken a lot of digs to find it today. And that is dig number 29. And like I said, it's something useful.
Yeah, I did not see if GanonsGoneWild went into the left side. So I actually think it doesn't look like he did. Maybe someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong there. But he's going to get to the end here.
I don't think there was anything useful over there anyway. So if he does leave it behind, that would actually be a benefit for him.
That would be really good for him if he leaves that behind. And he's probably feeling a little bit behind having gotten all those items after going into certain areas. So,
well, Kappa kind of did that too with the fire rod, so it's no difference there. Just
true.
The question on his mind is: did Kappa do Tower Hera after getting fire rod? Did he get something he doesn't have yet? That's going to be on his mind. And
GanonsGoneWild also having checked the green pendant and doing the Zora checks, which Kappa has not done yet.
Hammer Pegs just yields 50 rupees, and we now have a bullfrog behind us. And hey, Jeremiah just went poof and turned into this stumpy old man behind us. And the dwarf is home. And they're manufacturing love.
Well, they are pretty low on heart containers, so it's not a terrible thing to pick up, but not exactly what he's looking for.
GanonsGoneWild doing a hammer on squid right now. Hammered squid. And Magic Bat usually in the vanilla game gives you half magic, and he curses you by trying to take away all your magic. He just fails to do it. So under that logic, we're being cursed today with the inability to kill, with the inability to make fast bake. That's our curse for the day.
So that'll be nice. It'll speed things up when they get to Ganon. Having those silver arrows, it'll make the Armos Knights fight a lot faster. And Cap into the entire Smith's chain here. And let's see what GanonsGoneWild decides to do. Looks like he's going to head over to Eastern.
They've outplayed at this point. There's they have a lot of items. They could make a play to actually several dungeons if they wanted to. Skull Woods is available with the fire rod. They could do that fully if they want. Thieves Town is already open. It's usually free as soon as you get to the Dark World. Desert Palace could be accessed from the back, so it is clearable. They have 4 dungeons they can do right now.
They can do everything full clear except Turtle Rock and possibly Misery Mire.
Possibly Misery Mire for the medallion.
They don't have the medallion. Turtle Rock also depends on the medallion, but they don't have Ice Rod, so...
Correct. So if they get the 2 coins and the Ice Rod, we can for sure say they're in go mode at that point, I think.
And I like that Kappa's going to go ahead and find out right away what that requirement for Misery Mire is. I did not see it though. Just find out right now. Do I even have to worry about that ice rod? Because if that was a Bombos, then he doesn't.
I didn't notice, but Chad is saying Bombos. So that means that we have 5 dungeons we can clear. Now, GanonsGoneWild, we'll have to find a second sword. So I mentioned Go Mode. Kappa, as soon as we find whatever opens Turtle Rock and the Ice Rod, is in Go Mode.
No.
Now he can find both coins, we'll know for sure.
He doesn't.
Oh,
he
still needs.
He doesn't need the ice rod. He needs the cane. Assuming that is a Bombos, he could just do Mire. He can skip TR.
I didn't notice they didn't have King of Samaria. That's right. King of Samaria. Oh, yeah, you're right. They could skip that. So they have enough to be in Go Mode right now, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're in Go Mode already in 29 minutes.
No. He needs a cane.
Almost.
He's a cane away from Go Mode.
Yeah, almost Go Mode. 6-6 is a little hard to analyze. I'm used to 7-7.
I think we all are. 6-6 hasn't been around very long.
Yeah.
And of course, another sword would be nice, but definitely not needed. Players of this caliber will be able to do a Master Sword Ganon fight, especially with silver arrows. And there it is!
What was that you said?
That is a under 30-minute Go Mode.
29 minutes, 53 seconds. Kappa is that Kappa who got it?
Yeah, that's Kappa who got it.
Kappa is in Go Mode. Wow.
Yeah, this is bad news for GanonsGoneWild unless he books it right over to Mire area and goes into desert and gets that cane.
It's always nice to see a Crystal Turtle Rock you don't have to complete, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when it's a red crystal and Pyramid Fairy isn't even on the radar.
Yeah, at this point, Pyramid Fairy? What Pyramid Fairy?
What? Who's the Fat Fairy? I don't know Fat Fairy. It's just cracking the pyramid. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's just design. It adds character to it. Anyway, moving on. Kappa is heading to the the Land Molus fight right now. 3 snakes that come out of the ground and come at you. Now, Kappa was one who checked the Myrmidine, right? It wasn't. Yes. It was him, not GanonsGoneWild. Yeah, because he's in desert. So I'm just making sure he would know that he's in Go Mode. Good.
Well, assuming he remembers it's a 6-6.
Yeah, let's see if he remembers it's a 6-6. If he goes looking for the King of Samaria, we know there's a problem.
He's got the cane. If he goes looking for the ice rod, he got the cane in desert.
It's not lit up. Sorry, it's not lit up yet. If he looks for the ice rod, yeah, it's not lit up on the cane yet.
But my guess, he's gonna go right back to the Dark World and go straight and do Mire right now.
GanonsGoneWild is most likely going to go into Desert Palace as well very shortly. That would put him, I think, in Go Mode.
He still needs a sword, but yeah, other than that.
Yeah, other than the sword, he'd be in Go Mode. And where was that? That second sword was on Stumpy that we found it. Yep. So he hasn't visited Stumpy yet. And there are 2 more swords out there.
It's also possible GanonsGoneWild might not get those silver arrows, so I'll slow him down a little bit. Just put him a little bit more behind.
Now, here's a little advantage that GanonsGoneWild does have. He's already done Eastern Palace, and that is a longer dungeon to clear, I believe, than Desert Palace. So that takes more time to clear. He does have that edge. So if he can find his Go Mode very, very quickly, which in this case would also involve a sword, then he will be in a fairly comparable position to Plasma Kappa.
Yeah, I didn't see where the big key was in Eastern Palace. It's not the best Go Mode dungeon ever, depending on where that big key is.
Of course.
And it looks like Kappa's going to go ahead and do the Thieves Town play. He's still checking for stuff. Either he's still thinking he needs that ice rod, or he wants another sword.
Something just came to my mind as well, and it was mentioned in chat. Thank you for that. GanonsGoneWild also hasn't gone to Magic Bat, or the Mad Batter, as he's called.
Yep.
So he may never get those silver arrows, and that would give Kappa a significant advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I was just thinking about that myself.
Now, Thieves Town is also not much of a Go Mode dungeon. All the chests, except the big chest, completely on your way. So, looks like he's gonna clear these out again. Probably looking for a sword, maybe some extra luxury.
And GanonsGoneWild just wants a sword right now. So Kappa is looking for the big key in the entrance to Thieves Town. This would be very nice for him to find. Of course, it has to be in these first 4 chests somewhere. Well, we don't need that.
There is an ether medallion. Okay, I'm just noticing. This is... Why did he not go into Misery Mire after Desert? I'm a little curious. Did we miss something?
He might not be comfortable with the health he has. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. He does have everything he needs to clear it, though.
I mean, it seems kind of odd, because he does have silver. So silvers for Vidya is a very nice thing to have there. The only thing I think, because I did not see that. I mean, the tracker has Bombos marked. I thought chat said it was Bombos. I did not see that it was Bombos. That's the only thing I can think of.
So GanonsGoneWild is completing the Land Molos fight right now. Gets his, well, they were eating lunch. Kappa gets the Hurricane container. So he is, I think he's still looking for another sword. He must feel very comfortable with his position and thought, you know what, I want to see if I can get a Bacon Blade before moving into Go mode. But at the same time, maybe he forgot he's in Go mode as well. At the same time, he did have to go to Sunshine Room to get blind anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, Thieves Town is a terrible Go mode dungeon.
It is. It is.
But I just feel like you're right there. Go ahead and just get mired done. And GanonsGoneWild also not doing it, so I'm wondering if we missed something on that entry requirement.
No, it was a Bombos. I saw it on
Okay,
GanonsGoneWild.
okay, you saw it? Okay.
Yeah, I saw it 100%.
Now, in GanonsGoneWild case, it makes a little bit more sense because he doesn't have silvers. He has a fighter sword. That's not a fun Viddy fight.
Yeah, the 100%, that's not fun. And he doesn't have the silvers, as you said. So that makes it a very, very hard fight. Kappa would get through that dungeon in a breeze compared to GGW because of that weapon advantage. And just for the benefit of those who might be coming in late, yes, both runners do have the King of Samaria. It's not marked on our track yet for probably got eaten or something like that. So we'll get that updated as soon as we can.
Yeah, the trackers can be kind of finicky every once in a while.
And I missed the blind puns, so we're going to have to get it again when GW goes over there.
I like the GanonsGoneWild is going to go to the back here first for Skull Woods. Just go ahead and kill Mothula.
This room can be annoying with a hand and a bunny beam.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough fight because we have, again, a fighter sword and not a whole lot of magic for the fire rod to use instead. He could switch to the hammer. Probably will, I would suspect.
GanonsGoneWild waited for the hand to start falling down before he went in the hole. You can be plucked out of the hole as you're falling in the Japanese ROM. So there you go, if you didn't know. I've seen it.
That does not sound like fun.
Nah, it's humorous when you see it, but then you feel bad for whoever.
I'd say maybe humorous to you, but not to the runner.
Exactly, exactly.
Kappa also gonna go straight to the back here.
So this bug fight is not fun with a fighter sword. He could use. He's out of magic, so he's
using the hammer.
Use that.
Oh, he's gonna use the potion.
Yeah, he's using the hammer, and the potion's a good idea, but there's no magic. That was a red potion, so He's still using no fire rod. He's gonna stick with the fighter sword, maybe the hammer again. There's the hammer, hit to kill it.
And this is where that bee actually would have been useful.
Yeah, you sold the bee, GanonsGoneWild. You had a chance to make this easy for yourself. Anyway, kidding aside, he does get his crystal, and that is his 4th crystal.
Meanwhile, Kappa heading into his Mothula fight.
He also sold his. Actually, no. Did he sell his bee?
Yeah, he did. He did it first.
Yeah, both sold their bee. So he sold the bee too, but he has a master sword and some magic. So this will be, I'd say, a little easier for him. Not significantly easier, but a little easier.
He also had a little bit of extra magic to start off with to use that fire rod.
He did. And that's a bug down. And go use that big key somewhere.
Now, GanonsGoneWild not going to bother doing the front checks of Skullwoods, it looks like.
And that guard was harassing him.
Just going to go do Thieves Town.
Yeah, he knows he has to get going, but he also has to be worried that there's a sword out there he's not picking up. I have a feeling he's going to be looking around Ganon's tower for that sword.
Very possibly.
If there's no sword in Ganon's tower, it's going to be a scavenger hunt for him because he's leaving a lot of stuff unchecked being in go mode.
Okay, Kappa going to go ahead and do Eastern now. Yeah, GanonsGoneWild in essentially sword mode. Just needs that sword to get into full go mode.
He acquires his useless ether medallion.
Well, maybe Ether opens Turtle Rock. Who knows?
Well, useless for us because we're not going there.
We're not going there.
Question chat, do they not need to do turtle? No, it is a 6/6, which means they need 6 crystals to enter Ganon's tower, and that is also enough to do the Ganon fight after completing Ganon's tower and defeating Aghanim at the top of Ganon's tower. So they do not need the 7th crystal. That crystal in Turtle Rock, Trinex can keep the crystal. We'll let him keep it. He always wants to have that crystal. We never let him keep it. We're going to let him have it today. He can enjoy that. It
is the best. I mean, if you can get a 6/6 seed where you can skip TR, that's a really nice one.
It's a beautiful skip.
And it might be forced. That ice rod could actually be in Ganon's tower.
It very well could be. And that in that turn, that becomes part of the puzzle, figuring out what you can find outside of Ganon's tower to complete what you need to get into Ganon's tower, and then you'll realize you made the right decision. So GanonsGoneWild is heading back downstairs after blowing a hole in the sunshine room floor. Kappa, meanwhile, has used a lantern to light, or a fire rod, perhaps, to light the torch and get a better look at the room that he was just fighting in.
Which is actually in logic now in V31. Anytime there's a lightable lantern, then if you have the fire rod, that's fully in logic.
You have to swing blindly to find where it is, but if you don't know where it is, but it is logic now.
And Kappa going to do his Eastern fight, so it'll be even quicker for him because he's got the silver arrows.
Yeah, we're not looking for a quick kill here. We're just looking for one-hit knockouts. And GanonsGoneWild is going to take our beautiful maiden, who Kappa already revealed is not a beautiful maiden. It's just some ugly monster who tells puns. For example, the chimney sweep wore a suit and tie. I'll give him a 6 for that one.
Okay, and Kappa going to head back and do Misery Mire. Did not find a sword to make it any easier. Just going to go ahead and do it now.
And GanonsGoneWild is also on 5 crystals now. So both runners are on 5 crystals. And Kappa's going to have a very easy time with Misery Mire. GanonsGoneWild going to have a long boss fight.
Yeah, this is going to be much easier for Kappa with that, especially with those silvers.
Yeah, and we're going to have to make a point of observing, because I like to point out whenever we have silver arrows coming in here, there is a reason in the vanilla game that silver arrows are locked by Misery Mire, being crystal number 6 on the 5-6 pairing. There is a reason Misery Mire unlocks the silver arrows at the Pyramid Fairy.
Maybe something besides the Vidi fight?
That's the reason.
It is the difference between that fight with and without silvers is pretty significant.
Yeah, like at least a minute, at least.
Oh, sure.
Especially if you're dealing with a fighter sword.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you have like cape plus gold sword, you can make very quick work of it as well, or even just without the cape if you know your any percent strats. But yeah, the silver arrows when you don't have those sword upgrades is just such a nice luxury in this dungeon. And we did get the big key already, so Kappa's just gonna head right on in.
And he wanted to skip this. He wanted to wait for a better sword. Didn't need it. Godmire.
Be interested to see if GanonsGoneWild also goes for the Godmire, because still needs that sword for a full-on go mode.
He's not going to want to search for items around here, I guarantee you.
No, not likely.
Guarantee it.
I think you're right when you said that he'll probably end up searching for that second sword in GT.
He's not opening anything. He's not looking at any overworld locations. He is going to go in GT and look for that second sword. Either that or he will forget that he doesn't have a second sword. And I hope that doesn't happen.
No, that would be bad. Although it doesn't matter until you get to the Ganon fight itself. You can full clear GT with just the fighter's sword.
Are we getting spooky action glitch from Kappa? I don't know a lot about how this works, but
Nah, he's not doing it.
nope, he's not doing it.
Does make it through all the dark rooms without any trouble.
And push one more switch. Okay, here we go. A 5-second demonstration of why silver arrows are locked by Misery Mire. Are you ready? Don't blink. You'll miss it. Don't blink. Seriously. Wedge your eyes open if you have to. Don't blink. Here it comes. Okay, he's being slow. He's just showing off now. That can be done faster. But anyway, that's
That's
why.
still pretty good.
That's the reason why it's locked by Misery Mire. Anyway, moving on. So that is yeah, that's 6 crystals. We need to start our playing our big key guessing game. There is a game that we play on our way to Ganon's Tower called the Ganon's Tower Big Key Guessing Game. We have 22 chests in Ganon's Tower, numbers 1 to 22. What we like to do here in the live Twitch chat, and for anyone watching on YouTube, feel free to join us for this live sometime. We have everyone guess numbers from 1 to 22, and whoever is the winner ends up getting a wonderful prize, which we always make up every time we do a race. Anyway, get your guesses in the live chat. No numbers above 22, no negative numbers, no 0, and no decimals, please.
Oh, but
Trace,
why not?
good question. Tracy M., what do you think it is today?
I'm going to go. This has been quite the jet seat. I'm going to go with 5. Make it an early one.
Well, you know me. It's always 11 because, well, always. So we're only at 48 minutes in this race, and we're going to Ganon's Tower. That is mind-boggling.
Well, this seed was very, very generous early on.
It was.
Didn't take it. I mean, we were at go mode in under 30 minutes, which is crazy even for a 6-6.
I think that's crazy. You get something like a 3-3 with an early hook shot, like an early bow. That would be...
but you know that's still 3-3. This is still 6-6. Oh, and there's
that
sword. We found a sword.
Let's see if GanonsGoneWild actually checks that one on the way
He
up. That
might
would be very good
not.
for him.
Like he's got to feel way behind at this point, having seen everything and
Oh.
having taken extra time doing stuff. So, and now we're gonna see this fight. He's gonna use the fighter sword with the cape, which is, oof, not a fun fight at all.
Well, all I can say is that bacon blade bakes a really nice side of ham and also carves the bacon very nicely, which is why I call it the bacon blade. So we're now gonna go into Ganon's tower, and if GanonsGoneWild doesn't check those 2 swords, he better hope that last sword is in Ganon's tower. He's gonna have to go on a scavenger hunt, and at that point, since Kappa will be done very shortly around the time that he's doing Aghanim, he probably will not. I'm just gonna guess this could be a case where he may not even want to look for that sword. We'll have to find out later. But we're in Ganon's tower now. Guess this shall seize. We have chest number 1 is a green rupee. We have a small key at number 2. He is going right.
It's a common play when you get a small key in that first room.
I like the play going right only because there's fewer chests on this side, so it takes less time to do this side. And therefore, it's better than going left and doing all those chests before coming back over here.
Okay, compass room has a small key, piece of heart. Oh, baby! That was my guess of 5.
Well, we have a winner on the commentary team today, ladies and gentlemen. But commentary team, here's a special rule: commentary team cannot win the prize. So we're gonna look in chat to find out. Hey, we're the witches. Remember, we're the witches.
Gotcha.
So, we're gonna look in the chat to find out who in the chat said 5, and technically they said it before you, so I'll take that.
Sure.
The winner in the chat today is Max Dew. I hope I'm saying that right, Max Dew. Congratulations, Max Dew. You are the winner of the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game, and you know what? Since you also guessed 5, Tracy, you tell me what the prize is.
I guess it's just that lifetime supply of jet seeds, because we had a jet seed today.
Can you guarantee that they're going to be jet seeds?
I'll do my best.
Okay, do your best on that. We'll try to make sure that gets said correctly there, Max Do. Anyway, we're now starting the climb through Ganon's Tower, and we are now going through Cannonball Run. This is going to lead us into what is affectionately called in the randomizer community as the Gauntlet. Why? Because look at these enemies here. Zyzax, skeletons that try to avoid your sword, because, you know, they're chicken. They don't want to be a pile of bones. Oh, look, we have a beetles on a conveyor belt. That is dangerous, right? That's definitely belongs to the Gauntlet.
Okay, I'm going to interpret for a second, because GanonsGoneWild did pick up his master.
Nice.
So at least he is now in go mode. Only, 20 minutes later?
An official go mode, anyway. At least he doesn't have to get anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good thing you checked that on the way.
Interesting. He's gonna check Hookshot Cave.
Hookshot Cave.
Maybe he wants another sword or
he wants silvers. He wants silvers. Maybe more life too. Jellyfish, please. And unfortunately, aside from $300, there's not really much else in there.
Nope, nothing at all.
Kappa, meanwhile, takes to Outland Molas too. And here's one of the nicest rooms to clear in one shot.
Love the cane strats in the Wizard Runes.
And here is the other nicest room to clear in one shot.
Second one a little bit more difficult than the first one, but not too much so.
Well, technically it's 2 shots. I guess you have to use the sword. So 2 more torch puzzles in this game. This is one of them. Kappa may not need to stop for the magic refill here, but he can if he wants to. Yep, he's just going to go straight up.
Oh, he's got plenty.
Yeah, he's plenty. He's good. GanonsGoneWild starting his key hunt. He is playing right side, which is going to be good, because it'll be number 5 for him. Or maybe 4, depending how he opens them, or 3. I've seen it open as 3 before. Kappa has everything he needs. He's done. He's not checking these chests.
And does remember to pick up the extra key here to get up.
Ooh,
Very important.
I thought that bomb might have been dropped a little far over, but he got enough space. That was a good bomb throw, and he is on the way to Moldorm 2, who is really not any different than Moldorm 1, except that he's on a different platform. It looks like Ganon's bat. And that's that. And hook shot out. Let's cling to the chest. Will he open it? He will open it. He will get a trio of, well, you know,
Useless
it's Moldorm's lunch, some blueberries. Moldorm eats healthy. What do you? Don't judge him. GanonsGoneWild, meanwhile, does have his big key, and probably feeling pretty good about his position, given that it's only 54 minutes into the race.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think I'd be feeling behind because of the extra checks that he made and how quickly everything else kind of came together. There was nothing out of path on this seed at all.
I'll be curious to ask them that during the interview, whether they if they both felt really good about their position and things like that, because that was a really quick seed. And very often, like the other race I called tonight, earlier tonight, it went a lot longer than this before they were in go mode, and it just tells you how different the seed can be. Each seed is
absolutely.
if you play it. Some can be ready to go in half an hour, some can take you an hour and a half.
I've seen seeds where the go mode is later than Kappa's going to finish here.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have him at an hour 20, an hour 30. So we're going to be finishing sub hour at this rate. It looks like a sub hour we're going to be getting here, which is absolutely mind-boggling.
And yeah, I mean, even
meanwhile, not to interrupt, but it's time for the big pig. Let's get Ganon's words of wisdom for today, and we'll continue that discussion in a second. Ganon's talking about gastropods and land slugs and feelers and tentacles, so we're not going to worry about that. And we're now in 4-phase Ganon fight. He's going to throw the trident. Kappa will then have to deal with a circle of fire before sending Ganon into temper tantrum mode.
Yeah, but to continue the thought on, there was even a 6-6. I don't remember who was playing, but there was a 6-6 that ended at like a 140. Was a 140 something, I think. So yeah, even with a 6-6, you could get a much slower seed.
And it just depends on where one item can be. If the hook shot is the last time you find it, it's an hour and a half into the seed. Well, oh well, that's what happens. And it just can be a really horrible item layout that makes it a longer seed. But if the items are all up front and quick, even in a 7-7 seed, we had a 7-7 seed go mode at 30-47 in this tournament.
It can happen.
Absolutely amazing. And Lamp was the go mode item.
Does that count?
For logic purposes, yes, because we didn't have a fire rod.
Okay.
If you know the race I'm talking about, there's actually a clip in one of our channels that shows the race in question with a good demonstration of how to do that one room without fire rod. Anyway, Kappa is finished the Ganon fight. Obviously, Silver Arrows just made that very quick. And we're going to have a sub 57, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this time. My goodness, this is fast. In one of the fastest seeds I've seen in this tournament, probably the fastest seed I've seen in any main tournament myself. We will be your friend, Triforce, yes. Plasma Kappa has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 56 minutes and 53 seconds. Good gracious. And we will see if Plasma Kappa wants to join us. We'll just have to... Our track will have to mark him done to invite him for the interview. But that will...
I've already taken care of that.
Oh, nice. That will advance Plasma Kappa to the next phase of the tournament. He doesn't have to play any more matches in this group phase, I believe. I think they said this was winner brackets. This will advance him to the next phase of the tournament. GanonsGoneWild will have to drop to the lower bracket and fight for tournament survival against Phylion to determine the second player to advance to the brackets.
And welcome in Kappa. What a fast seed that was.
Oh, well. Just kind of passed by.
that was... I mean, you were in go mode under 30 minutes. That was absolutely crazy.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It was like... Oh. I have 8 hearts and Master Sword. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
GG, by the way.
we were wondering why
Thank you.
you were still looking for a few things. I'm gonna assume that was why, because you got that cane in desert. And I thought you were just gonna go straight back into mire, and you didn't. So
Well, yeah, I was like, yeah. Let's do the other dungeons in case, one of the bosses drops the lamp or something.
Mhm.
Get a blue
Okay.
potion in case anything goes wrong.
Yep.
And then you got the God Mire, so it's like, well, I'm not getting any hearts out of here now.
Nope.
Nope.
And a very quick big key, so no extra luxuries there either.
No, not really. Well, it was fine at that.
Yeah, but then
Fine.
you had your tempered sword and your silvers by then, so not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a real concern I might lose the left side swamp there.
Yeah, that was a lot of the difference. So GanonsGoneWild did check the left side of swamp. He did kill Moldorm, got the green pendant, turned it in, didn't yield anything. Went to Hype Cave after that to get what was in Hype Cave. Bo was in the Hype Cave, so he couldn't do
Yeah.
Eastern at the same time. So
I
lot
wouldn't
of
call
little
that hype. I wouldn't call that hype cave though. We had hyper caves today.
we had two very hyper caves. It's that mini Moldorm cave, and then later on the Paradox cave. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, nice everything. Because I was just gonna bomb jump back and do hair if I didn't find the glove there.
Hmm. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. We'll never know what's in the basement of Tower of Hero, so.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but we didn't need it, so who cares?
Ooh,
It's probably a Quake medallion.
Yeah, or maybe the ice rod.
yeah, there was just so much good that could have been on LSS. Even a sword would have been
Mhm.
significant. So it's like, yeah, I'll just do it. Found a compass in the first chest.
Well, you lucked out with the check of the Super Buddy cave along the way. The sword just happened to be in there along the way. You didn't really get a chance to check a lot of other chests, and it just showed up right on the path. It was like, oh, you're looking for another sword? Here, have it.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, that's good. Happy, good to go now. And GanonsGoneWild, meanwhile, never went to Stumpy, didn't get his Master Sword there. Luckily, that sword was on the way, or he'd be going on a scavenger hunt right now, literally. Because there would be no way he could do this otherwise.
Yeah, we're gonna see a full-on Master Sword Ganon kill here.
And he didn't get silver arrows
Did
either,
not get
because
his
he
silver
never
arrows.
went to... And where were they again? I'm just trying to remember where they were now.
In Magic Bat.
Yeah, Magic Bat.
Because he did those extra checks before the Hype Cave and before the Swamp Palace, so he probably felt a little bit behind seeing everything after he got there, and so
Yeah.
prioritize other checks. It makes a lot of sense that he did that.
I was like, okay, so I'm not going to die to Vitreous. That's good.
Yeah, silver arrows are nice for
Uh-oh.
that.
GanonsGoneWild is beeping. This is not a good sign.
Yeah, if he can get through this point, he's gonna go ahead and use his cape.
Hopefully he doesn't run out of magic here. I don't know if he had a magic refill or not. He's gonna lose his magic soon.
Well,
He
he's got
does have a
blue.
magic refill.
got a blue.
Good. He's got a blue. He's good. It refills his health too. This should help him a little bit.
And he does have that half magic. That's gonna be important here.
I think Ganon is in temper tantrum mode now. Yes, he is. Oh, the fire bat got out. That can complicate things a little. Especially when that happens. Stand still!
Yeah, I think I only did like the 2 checks right next to Thieves Town.
Hmm.
Because I don't want to
I mean-
lose an easy sword.
I mean, you had essentially a Gomo Thieves Town. It's pretty rare. It doesn't really do
Yeah.
much good, to be honest, because Gomo
Yeah.
Thieves Town isn't really different than regular Thieves Town.
Yeah.
So-
I never thought about it until we actually saw it in this race. I'm like, wait a minute. He still has to go up to the Sunshine Room. He still has to go down to get the maiden. How is this go mode?
I know, right? I mean, you can skip the big chest if the key shows up, I guess.
I was
Now-
gonna go
now-
through everything in there anyway.
Yes.
Now we know the other reason everyone will go Steve Sound first. Now we know that.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, looking for that sword makes sense to check them all anyway. It's not like swamp or ice, which are really nice go mode dungeons, where if you want to check those extra chests, it's way out of the way.
By the way, GanonsGoneWild got the torch glitch, so he is gonna save some magic lighting that torch now. To explain that, when you light, if you get the first torch relit before the second one on the right goes out, the second one never goes out. So you only have to light one torch every cycle instead of two.
Yeah, hugely important, especially in Silverus in general, but especially with just
Exactly.
the Master Sword, because it's 24 it's 24 spins he has to do.
And he has to hit him as Ganon's warping, otherwise he turns silver and stands there waiting for a silver arrow you're not going to fire at him.
Or he's already floated away, so either way.
Yeah.
But Ganon's GoneWild showing that he does know what he's doing here.
He does. Saw one or two silver, but it was just for a frame, and then he was moving still. So it got me coming close. I haven't been counting, but I think we're somewhere around 20 right now. I think he's 24 hits. He's doing this very well.
Yep, definitely getting close here.
Yeah, would not have wanted to do that without the lamp.
So GanonsGoneWild has taken out Ganon. A Ganon fight in the books with Silverless Master Sword. That is how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. If you need to see how it was done, now you know how it's done. And GanonsGoneWild will cross the line with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 8 seconds, and is zipping through the crest. Give us the statistics. Appreciate it. And we'll try to get him tagged as done here so we don't have to listen to that. But other than that, we'll see if he wants to join us here. There we go. Now I'll have an invite. That's actually funny to hear, though.
Here we go. Collection rate of 102, and your collection rate of 90. I mean, wow. Neither one of you getting even half the items.
Who needs open chests in this game?
I know, right?
And GanonsGoneWild did leave a comment in the SRL. I'll just read this. When you lose by 8 minutes with 102, he says, or something like that. 102 collection rate. So he recognizes what kind of seed this was. Now, I don't know if he's going to be joining us or not here. I don't see him in the channel with us yet.
I don't think he's going to be joining us. And frankly, with this kind of seed, I can. Oh, wait.
Oh, maybe he's here?
He is here.
He's here. JGW. GG.
What's up? GG.
So, that was quite the jet seed.
Yeah, I guess that's like a world record, I guess, for 6.6. I don't think... Does anybody actually know? Is there a faster time?
Has anybody been keeping track? I don't know. That's a good question.
All I can say is it's the fast, except for the odd... What's it called? The Triforce Hunt, except for something like Triforce Hunt, that has, and of course Master Sword Pedestal Goal, except for things like that where you don't have a lot to do sometimes, that has to be the fastest seed I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, it feels great to lose.
Like when you lose with a 102 or 105 in your case, the fastest 7-7 seed I've ever seen was a 105. And that was a Crystal Zoan race. He got that. So that's the fastest I've seen on a 7-7. When you lose with a 105, that just, GG.
Yeah, you really don't get tempered in silvers very often when you have like really low collection rates. So
yep.
I mean, that's just, I don't know. That's probably most of the time difference right there. So
yeah, I mean, it just a little unfortunate that some of the checks you did early, going at and finishing Tower of Hera, getting that green pendant check, dipping Eastern without the bow. Whereas Kappa just got the hook shot out of Tower of Hera, picked up all the stuff at the Paradox Cave and headed straight to Hep Cave and Swamp, getting his bow, and then headed up towards the got his assorted Stumpy that you missed, and Silver's at Magic Bat, and that was, then headed over to Desert, got his go mode at with the Cane of Samaria, and that bomb was opening up Meyer. Just essentially, he was at a under 30-minute go mode full on.
You could say the
Yeah.
silvers were a huge difference in that seed as well, because obviously you have the quicker vitreous fight, and then of course for Ganon you can fire 4 arrows in again instead of having to spin 24 times. So it led to a much quicker fight, and I don't think that would have been the entire difference. There, he was a little bit ahead, I think, at one point anyway. Though at one point you were in sync, for example, activating the flute. But I think he was a little bit ahead anyway, even with that difference factored in. Would just been a lot closer if you had the silver arrows, and that was the main difference there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I get mitts. I can just go up to the smith chain and do that. And since I've already fluted away, I might as well just go flute to 6. Check out that Maya medallion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's much else to say. I mean, I guess I wonder where the lamp was, because
Yeah, it didn't come in handy anyway.
or the
You
ice
didn't need
rod,
it.
or that ice rod that kept you out of. Because that was the the interesting about these 6/6s is sometimes it gives you a choice of dungeons to skip, and sometimes it didn't. And who knows where that ice rod was, that it might have given you that choice, or if it might have been buried deep in GT. And thus not able to get to Turtle Rock at all. But I mean, given the choice, you're probably gonna do Misery Mire anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah, I normally try to come up with questions to ask, but it's kind of hard to come up with a question on a seed that went that fast, because there's not really a lot to really reflect on there. I guess the question I could ask here is, at what point did you realize, you know what, I can actually go through this? Did you realize it right away, or did it take some time to actually realize that, hey, I can actually finish the game
Oh, I knew it right at Kane. Like, how am I going to do this without dying is what I'm mainly thinking.
Yep, understandable.
Yeah, I still had fighter sword, so I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do about that. So I just eventually just like, all right, whatever. We're just gonna hope to find one in GT or along the way.
Hmm.
And luckily one was along the way. The other main difference was the Kappa also checked that one along the way, and he already had the Masters. That was his tempered sword, obviously. The one you missed was Stumpy. We don't know where the 4th one is. That seed was too fast. We're never going to know.
Yeah, and by the way, GanonsGoneWild, the that very nice Master Sword Ganon there, silverless.
Yeah, it was very well done. Very well done.
I'm just glad I didn't have to do it. It was looking like it for a second.
So, I'm not sure how many people have officially advanced the brackets yet, but you're the first one that I've actually called Kappa. So what's it like knowing you're going to take a break now before brackets?
Pretty cool. These preparing for these races are still a little stressed.
So it'll be a nice break for you. And Ganons, how about you going up against Fillion for trying to get that that last spot from this part of the groups?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he's a pretty solid player, so it should be like good races. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm a big favorite or anything like that at all. So just gotta hope for the best.
Well, good luck to both of you moving on. Since neither one of you's out yet, we got one moving on for sure, and one still in the race to get into those brackets.
One in the maybe group. Yeah, congratulations to both on a really, really fast siege today. Congratulations, Kappa, on winning the 2-0 series here, and congratulations on advancing. GanonsGoneWild, good luck against Valiant, as Tracy said.
Yep, good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
And make sure you do follow these runners. They were the stars of the show today. They put on a great race for you today. For those of you watching on YouTube, the GanonsGoneWild is exactly as you see it, I believe. And Kappa is located, it looks like it's listing as Hitori 7 is where he's at. So that's where you would go to find him, Hitori 7. If you want to follow his Twitch, go and keep him company as well. Meanwhile, make sure to follow our tracker, Cool Papa Bell 2282, did a great job on the tracking today. And also make sure you follow my co-commentator, Tracy M. Before we wrap, let's just see what we have coming up on the schedule for tomorrow, because I want to make sure everyone has a little bit of idea what's coming up tomorrow morning here. The first race on the schedule tomorrow morning is Scary Olive versus Tato, and that is I believe that's an upper bracket.
I think it's a game 3, is it not?
Yeah, I think that's the
today.
game 3. It looks like it's scheduled, and if that tied up, then yeah, that's the game 3. Because I remember it was 1-0 when I last saw it, and that was a couple days ago. So I think that is the game 3, and that is tomorrow morning at 12:30 on the main Speed Gaming channel. That is an upper bracket matchup, and I know I forget who it is offhand, but I called the lower bracket of that the other day, and I know one of them is going to go face that player very soon. So that should be a good matchup. Go watch that one. Speed Gaming 2 tomorrow has Matt 7898 versus Asazas. That is at 1:20 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll give you one more on Speed Gaming 3, Humbug versus Yagamoth, 2:20 tomorrow afternoon. That's on Speed Gaming 3. That starts off your day. There's a lot of other races on the schedule, both broadcast and not broadcast, as well as a couple, I think, on ALTTP Randomizer. So go to speedgaming.org/ALTTPR to get information on all the races being broadcast tomorrow. And with that said,
Yeah, and also a big thank you to Cyclone for joining me. Both of us at kind of the last minute, so very happy to have gotten a chance to commentate this race with you.
yes,
And also doing the double duty is setting us up as well. But I'll let you go ahead and close us out.
we shouldn't be crediting me for that. So we'll just say we won't worry about that. Anyway, let's just cover a couple other things on the Speed Gaming schedule as well besides this tournament. If you like Super Metroid Randomizer League, you're part of the Super Metroid Randomizer League, I believe, Tracy M.
I am
So
actually an admin of that. So yeah, actually, if you're to give me a chance to advertise, we're gonna have a really hype match tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern Time between A Real Cutie and Sloaters. It's a game 3. It's actually the first game 3 we're gonna be doing in the tournament, the playoff portion of the league. And
Yep.
those two have played 3 really close races, one in the regular season and 2 now first 2 rounds. And game 3 means they're going to be playing a boss order, and the logic chosen is Chozo. So please do tune in for that.
And that's
It's gonna be
tomorrow
a
at
lot of
6.
fun.
Sorry,
Tomorrow,
didn't get
6:30.
off. That's tomorrow at 6:30. Yep, that's on Speed Gaming 3. Other events on tomorrow. Batman Chase for the Record is going to be happening on the main channel at some point. We're going to have Crystallis Randomizer going on. You can get more information on this and everything else on the Speed Gaming Family Network at speedgaming.org/schedule. And feel free to check out all the other events around here as well. A lot of Link to the Past Randomizer on tomorrow, and you'll see how the channels are broken down for the races tomorrow on these channels as well at that same link, if not looking at the other schedule. So with that said, I think we are all done here. I just want to thank you again, everyone, for watching. If it wasn't for you, Tracy, M, and I would just be sitting here yakking to each other. And so thank you for watching us yak to each other. And I'm going to give you the final word, Tracy M. But first of all, before I do that, make sure to follow Speed Gaming 2 through 6, ALTTP Randomizer, and ALTTP Randomizer 2 through 5 for all the tournament action and all the other events here on Speed Gaming, of course. And have a good night. May not all your seeds be pen seeds. Tracy M, take us out.
All right, then. If you're going to let me finish it off, then I'm going to finish it up as always. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you may be.